Hello there, and welcome to College PoP. My name is College. This here is my mother, Patty West. We're going to be talking today about the nonprofit that we started. Just give it a little update. The nonprofit that we started is called Place Apartments Community. Mainly the idea was for those with Friedrichs ataxia, but the big news that we're going to share today is not only going to go on to Friedrichs ataxia, all ataxias, but pretty much any physical disability that you have. We're unfortunately right now we're not going to full with the mental disability side. We're just mainly going to focus on the physical disability, sharing resources and things like that. But anyways, let's get started on that part. Mom, what can you tell me about it?
We started a year and a half ago, I think, when we started the organization, and we lived in Charlotte, North Carolina at the time. We now live in Gallatin, Tennessee. We moved back closer to our family, and we are in an apartment at the moment, but we'll be relocating to a house that we're purchasing within the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll have some videos on how we're going to modify the bathroom for Scott. We'll have that in some upcoming videos on your YouTube site. So when we started this organization, we were focusing on Friedrichs ataxia because it was a disease that requires a lot of hands-on help from aides. Not a lot of there's no mental disabilities in it whatsoever, but the physical disabilities and the lack of their ability to be able to do ordinary things that we do every day. They need someone to be their hands and feet for them and to help them out with many things. So we started out for that. There was not an organization anywhere that was designed for physically handicapped people in our area. So we started up in Charlotte. We want to be able to extend this to wherever it's needed. So we visited Oklahoma City back in June and talked to several people there that had Friedrichs and their families. And we have several people who are interested in maybe starting a facility in Oklahoma City and here in close to Nashville, Tennessee. We're just north of Nashville. We plan to open up a facility here. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in the next several months, on getting something going here. And what the organization will be, we just provide the building and the accessibility, and then we will take parents or caregivers of people with physical disabilities to join up with the organization and form a separate LLC underneath the Place of Purpose, and they will be the ones that will actually operate the facility. The Place of Purpose community will just be funding and getting the building and the facility established, whether it be a renovation on a place or building a new facility. So that's our goal, and we're looking for people that want to help in some way. There's several things that we need help with. We're looking for volunteers to help us in events organization, in fundraising, in publicity and PR and marketing. We also are looking for someone that could provide some legal advice off and on for us, and website management is a big one. We have a website up, theplaceofpurposecommunity.com, but I'm the one that's taking care of it, and I am not a web person, so take that into consideration. I would like for you to visit the page and see what we're all about. And also in grant management or grant writing, if you have any information that you could share with us on that, or any knowledge on how to write grants, would be helpful. Right now we want to build these facilities with money up front to pay for them. The residents of these locations will pay a rent that will help pay for the utilities. The building would be paid for by PoP, but the Place of Purpose community, we call it PoP for short. But the residents will, of course, have to be paying their own way, just like if they were renting a place somewhere. But with everyone joined together and several people living together in these facilities, then the rent would be much less than it would be if they just go out on their own and pay for rent. And then also being able to share the caregivers will be a big help for people in that area, because that's one of the most expensive parts of this whole
It's
thing.
not really just gonna benefit the folks that are there like me and whoever else needs to live in one of these places, but it will also greatly affect whatever caregiver that is, because that will also be more hours for the caregiver, and they don't have to drive near as far. They can just go to one place and we're all there. They can do their thing there and give us all a helping hand.
Yeah, and again, this will all be organized and maintained and governed, each facility, by the group of parents or interested parties in that area. So we feel like that's a big benefit, that the kids there can have some say in what's going on, and the parents can oversee what's going on and know that their family members are being well taken care of. One of the questions that came up to Scott in some of his YouTube videos that he has is about pets, and he asked me about it, and I said it would be up to the facilities, each individual's facility. One of the things I wanted to do with Place of Purpose is to be out somewhere with some property to where we could allow the people that come to have a pet, and also maybe open up a pet sitting service that the residents could help run and help babysit with the animals, and it would give them some time with their own pets as well. As we've had pets, I know how attached you get to your pets, and I know Scott had a service dog at one time, and that was his only companion at the time. So I know what they mean, and I would do anything I could to help that to keep that connection with that person. But at the same time, it's going to have to be a situation that's well maintained, kept clean. You know, it's gonna have to pass my inspection. Put it that way. So,
Our inspection can be a little bit rough and a little strenuous at times.
so that was one of the questions you had. What were some of the other things that you
So
had?
another gentleman was asking me what he could do to possibly help, and I believe you mentioned that
Yeah.
just now with all the volunteers, different services that we're looking for. So if there are other questions, would be like, well, she'll get answered it, or something like that, to where we can take care of other people's animals, help watch over them, give them something to do during the day, to where their dog is wore out by the time the day's over. So other fun things I've wanted to do before, I'm not sure if y'all heard the name before, but there's a company called Rocket Fizz. And basically what Rocket Fizz is all about is a candy shop where they have, obviously they're gonna sell candy and some drinks there, some of their own brand, their different name brands, different kinds of drinks that people have never heard of. Anyway, I'm just thinking a fun little candy store might be good to help us get out there and be some new people, and obviously, hopefully earn a little bit of income. So there's those some things that we do, or that I've done. Obviously, I make these YouTube videos. I'd love to find somebody that can help me edit the videos, help write a script where things are a little bit better in there, just improve all my YouTube stuff. That'd be great if somebody could help me do that. And eventually, maybe one day, maybe I'll get a profit for that, which would be ideal. Another thing to go for, I mentioned the idea before with the family here about maybe trying to find a place where we could possibly do a storage facility that will allow, customers to come in and load all that stuff in the storage facility and then pay us to store it for them. So I think that'd be a fairly easy idea.
We want to keep people involved, and that was the purpose of our name, the Place of Purpose, is we believe that everyone has a purpose in life here, and that you're not just sitting around doing nothing, but you're doing something to contribute to help someone else, and in return those people help you back. So it's kind of a give and take situation, and it gets people involved in the community, and we hope to facilitate not only just the physical side of things to help the residents but also on the income side that they can make some income and be part of the community. So it's a big picture, and we're starting out small, but it's a big thought and a big picture that we've all been brainstorming with. So we invite you to check out the website, leave any comments that you've got, help us out with. Our biggest thing probably is fundraising. If you could come up with some ideas or fundraising in your community, and well, of course it helps get money into the facility, but it makes our purpose more known amongst people. So if you've got a group of people that are interested, I'd be happy to send you some pamphlets for you to hand out to other people and explain what we're doing. So it's mostly right now is to get our name out there and become well known as to what we're trying to do. And then I think just in doing that, it will help people to come in and help us out.
Some other things that want to go on mention, there was a gentleman that mentioned me a while back about waiting to help out with doing different things. But one thing I planned on doing before, I wanted to go ahead and get a computer lab there going at the place of purpose. You know, some things I like doing outside. I'm doing a lot of stocks and all that stuff. Not only would I like to continue that, but I'd also like to introduce somebody else to how to get things on there. Anyways, this gentleman mentioned me. He does a lot of remote bookkeeping. He'd be more than happy to help teach us how to do more of the remote bookkeeping on a computer. And of course, if you have any other computer ideas that you'd like to share, please, by all means, we'd love to hear about it. Love to get some different ideas on different things to do. One little thing that we're about ready to start, she has mentioned a few times, when we move into this house, she wants to get her own chickens. If we could do the chickens, it works out well there in our house, we'd love to try to do something like that. Right now we can help raise the chickens, get some fresh eggs, maybe sell the eggs, get a little bit of income. There's a ways to write a lot of things. I just want to focus on us trying different things, getting different things done, while being involved with the community.
Yeah. Now, one thing Scott mentioned about the mental side of disabilities, we're not a nursing home. We're not a facility that does any type of medical work. So it would be for patients that are not patients, but residents that are physically disabled that require attention that on an ongoing basis, on a daily basis. So that's who we're focusing on. And the reason in that is because for myself, I'm not getting any younger, and Scott requires a lot of physical help. And it's worrisome for me as a parent as to what would happen if something happens to me, who's going to take care of Scott? And there's not any options out there right now. So that was our big drive in this. The mental disability side of things seems like that there's communities that have a lot of organizations that help with that, and that's fantastic. But I just wanted to make it clear that it's not it's just for physical disabilities, and that we're not a nursing home. It's just a place for people to live and share their life with, and share caregiving with, and cost of living will be less for that. So that's our goal.
As she mentioned before, it's not really a mental facility or anything like that. But truthfully, we get a lot of stimulation from doing this. Because I know me and a lot of other people with any kind of physical disability, not only do they tend to hide at home, but a lot of times their friends and relatives, they feel like they're almost disowned because they don't get to see them that much. However, in this environment with several of us there at this place, we get a lot of mental stimulation simply from each other. And then, of course, I'm one that always like to go out and do different things. And I'm sure you're going to be the same way. Some fun things I thought about doing once I get out. I thought about, maybe getting a drone, flying the drone around, see what kind of videos I can make with that. Just whatever comes our way, I'd love to give it a shot.
Yeah, we'd like to help make some people entrepreneurs, discover your own talent to where you can earn an income and be as self-sufficient as you possibly can be with the situation that you're in. So we just want to help that out and give reason for people to be here. So we're looking forward to it. We've had a lot of good conversations with people who are willing to support us and help us, but we just need at this point to get the word out and to become more well known in the area. So if you're interested in that, drop us a note. I'll mail you some flyers to hand out to people and talk to people about what we want to do, and maybe you could get a facility going in your area as well.
Like she mentioned a while ago, we're in the Nashville, Tennessee area. If you are happen to be in this area, live around here, or just travel here, let us know, and we'd be more than happy to meet up with you and do whatever we can to get a little bit more, knowledge of our group, what we're trying to get done out there. Also, it's gonna depend on what day it is. It might be a little bit difficult for me to get away. As you know, I have to work full time at Home Depot. But like I said, I'd love to meet up with you, figure out different things. I know there are a few people here in this area that do have Friedrichs, and I've talked to them before, and I do plan on talking to them again. If possible, if they're ever open for it, I'd love to do an interview with them and show them on this channel. And I'd also love to put one of you on this channel if you'd like to. By all means, you don't have to. I'd love to meet whoever would love to. Just give me a little bit of a heads up, and where you are, we'll try to get arranged. You have anything else to
I don't
add?
have anything else. I think we covered it all.
I'm up for you. If there are any other questions, please let me know what the questions are in the comments, and we will do our best to go ahead and answer those. Hopefully we'll have another update out there on the other questions that we get throughout the time going. But anyways, thank you all for watching.